all the OT infrastructures and industrial enterprises is the human brains. Those humans are the bigger problems of all the environments. That is, by the way, what our telemetry analysis, the statistical data coming from more than 2 million OT-related computer showcases, when there are some vacation times or national holidays, etc., the degree to which OT infrastructure is being exposed to cyber threats goes down, and this is normal for almost any territory, country, region, etc., industry. People's people being not aware of cyber threats, people being not ready to resist even like basic attack vectors, like phishing emails, phishing pages, etc. People being misled by like various misbeliefs, like that their OT infrastructure is not connected to internet and therefore not being exposed to cyber threats, that we showcase is not the correct statement. These are the main factors, and of course the lack of authority to make decisions in cybersecurity, the underinvestment in all of things, both like technical and human education related. I know the cases when industrial enterprises and their OT assets are really good cybersecurity, and in all these cases, the owners of the enterprise were estimating the risks of cyber incidents as high enough to guarantee that their cybersecurity department is authorized to do even the most how to say non-trivial things like change the network layouts, do like proper network segmentation inside of the shop floor, and implementing various cybersecurity measures, including patching the OT assets, which is a very difficult thing to do, where patches need to be like tested for compatibility, etc. And sometimes patching may lead even for significant downtime to production. But the authority to do things like that, it allows. We monitor the level of exposure of OT environments to cyber threats with the use of the telemetry data that we get from our solutions installed on the various bits of OT infrastructure, like on SCADA servers, on engineering workstations, and operators workstations, HMIs, etc. Currently, we estimate this data set as big as 2.5 million OT computers that on a regular basis send some telemetry data to us, and this is made by the owners and the operators of these computers on purpose. This is the feature that is not working out of the box. You need to specifically switch it on, agreeing with our data sharing agreement, and this is the proportion. We measure the proportion of computers that are facing cyber threats during a particular period, say a month, a quarter, half a year. Having the ratio with the all the database of computers in the particular region, in the particular industry, of a particular type, etc. And this is kind of cybersecurity temperature, or cybersecurity exposure to exposure of the computers to cyber threats. And what we see, it's not only reflecting the level of development of this or that region, or this or that infrastructure in the region, in terms of how much money is available for the owners and the operators to cyber secure their crucial assets, but also It reflects some social and cultural aspects of a particular country, region, industry, etc. It reflects some misbeliefs. It reflects some lack of security awareness. It reflects some local and specific habits by the teams of engineers and operators. For example, in some regions the threats are most being spread via emails. In other regions or in other industries, they are spread via USB sticks, etc., etc. And that is a very important source of information for us. And in India, we see that for quite a while, almost for all the years that we've been monitoring it, the level of exposure for its infrastructure to cyber threats is quite big. Internet is the most prevalent threat source, and some many interesting aspects are there. Soon we are releasing the global regional cyber threat landscape report. It will be coming in I think a couple of weeks, maybe a week or so. I'm recommending you to go and have a look at it. Yeah, the challenges, the cybersecurity challenges are definitely evolving, and the evolution goes in different directions. First of all, there are some factors related to the dark part of the world. So there are some developments in the cyber criminal community. They're getting more and more major. They're having their own cyber criminal enterprises, developing software, providing software as a service, and creating some specific platforms, etc., etc. It's growing, and it's influencing the development of the cyber threat landscape a lot. The other big factor is the one that I mentioned today during the panel discussion, is that each and every country currently is trying to get more independency and more technological independency, and that leads to giving some favor to local vendors, local service providers, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It is like additional competition for market leaders. It is additional level of insurance for local customers. But what we see is that this local players, even if they are an OT solution providers, or even worse when they are cybersecurity solution providers, they sometimes lack cybersecurity maturity, like high level of it, and therefore a bit overexposing their customers to cyber threats coming through their infrastructure, through their products, and therefore enhancing risks of supply chain attacks and attacks through trusted partners, etc., etc. And it is the thing that we monitor in almost every part of the globe, including India, of course. And in India, there is a kind of a current moving in another way, still moving, probably it will stop, which is a big dependency on external infrastructure. What we see is that India is probably one of the regions which is most dependent on various cloud solutions, on various like remote service providers. If you look at the even OT infrastructure in India, you would find that there might be some assets that are deployed not in the Indian internet space, but actually are being deployed outside India. That also has some good and bad aspects. First of all, if you are relying on the big cloud provider cybersecurity, probably some basic cybersecurity would be guaranteed out of the box, and you would not bother yourself with solving these problems. From the other hand, probably you are too much dependent on how the cloud is secured, and we know that there could be security issues there, so this is one of the problems to be solved. So these are, I'm taking the main challenges currently for India, not mentioning the not Indian specific ones, like lack of cybersecurity talent, both for development of OT and IT products, and both for cybersecuring everything and not exposing to cyber threats your company. Advise your customers on how to better choose the vendors, on how to distinguish between the ones that are mature enough in terms of cybersecurity and the ones who are not mature enough in cybersecurity. One of the criteria could be, for example, how many advisories do they publish on the vulnerabilities in their products. So if you have two products and you see that the vendor of one product has reported to say 100 vulnerability advisories, so confirming that it has found and fixed 100 vulnerabilities or 100 plus vulnerabilities in the product, and there's another product of the same kind from another vendor that has like 0 advisories on their website, I would better vote for going for the first one. The one who have actually reported more advisories is probably the one who has done more in terms of cyber securing their product. So that is very important. By the way, we have a program for cybersecurity vendors to be certified by Kaspersky in terms of cybersecurity maturity for a particular product line, so they can get a certificate, like saying checked by Kaspersky, something like that, so that the customers could understand how much security is there inside the product and how much security is there inside the processes of the product development and maintenance.